Hello and welcome to today's live stream. I hope you guys are doing great and having a great Friday so far. If you could do me a favor, just put in the comments where you're joining us from. Hello and good morning. If you're just joining us, we have a couple minutes before we get started. If you could, just go on and let me know where you're joining from. Hello, 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 and good morning. I hope you guys are doing awesome on this Friday. So I wanted to kind of talk about what exactly is this Friday Focus thing that we're doing. So one second, I'm going to ask Eeyore to mute that because it's a little distracting. Sorry. So the live stream is actually like 15 seconds delayed, so I'm still hearing like our preview come in. So happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing great. So Friday Focus is probably my most important, the one that I think is the super coolest because it's all about the photography industry as a whole. In this live stream, I'm going to share with you the news articles, maybe some rumors, and even some tutorials that will help inspire you going into the weekend. Before we get started, I did want to do a quick call out though. This week we launched the Talking Pixel podcast. Actually, last Friday we launched it, and it's now on iTunes. So if you could do us a huge favor, go to social.thepixelconnection.com and click where it says Apple Podcasts. That'll take you to the Talking Pixels podcast. So who exactly is this? Who is this for? Is this just going to be all about gear? Are you just trying to sell me something? Absolutely not. There is zero of that in the podcast. It is all about the business of photography. So if you've been thinking about starting a photography business, let's say you got laid off or you have downtime, now you're focusing on it, whether it's a side hustle or a full-time gig, that's what that podcast is about. It's about taking your hobby into a career or something that you can start generating revenue from. So it starts off at the basics, and the first 5 episodes cover setting up your niche. It talks about finding your style. It talks about there's even some COVID-19 resources that we did a whole episode about. So if you could do us a favor, these first couple are my co-host Justin is phoned in, but from here on out, I promise the quality is going to be a little bit better. We constantly are trying to find ways to improve that. So the first 5 episodes are live, and we're going to go. There'll be a new one added every 2 weeks. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. So a couple housekeeping notes. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We want to make sure that anything that we cover today, we can answer those questions for you. Also, we are open at the store. So from 1 to 5 every day, except for Sunday, we are here at the store. Literally, like I'm standing at the store for this because I want to be here to serve you guys. So if you have absolutely any questions, please let me know. If there's anything that you want to see on this live stream, I do this live stream every weekday at noon. So if there's anything that you want to see covered in these live streams, please let me know as well. A note about the PPA. So the Professional Photographers of America has extended their opening all of their content up for photographers for the whole month of May as well. At first it was 2 weeks, and then it was through April. And now I talked to the PPA earlier this week, actually end of last week, and they said they're extending this throughout May. So this is an awesome opportunity for you to get this content from the PPA, which is, has to do with photo, has to do with some video, has to do with starting your business or adding, in-person sales to your business. There's a lot of free content in there that's usually behind about a $40 paywall. So just want to let you guys know about that. Also, Sue Bryce, I noticed, is opening up all of her content for the next, I believe, 2 more days is what's left. Actually, today and tomorrow is what's left. So if you're looking for some inspiration, more free, high-end, like Sue Bryce's stuff tends to be a little bit more on the expensive side because of the amount of content that's there. And again, they're not sponsoring this, just like PPA is not sponsoring this. They're not asking us to, tell you guys about this. This is me, letting you guys know that, these opportunities are available. So if you go over to the Sue Bryce website right now, you'll see that banner right on top that has all of that information as well. So I wanted to, before we get into the goals for today, I wanted to say hello to a couple people that are here. So hello, Jim Summers. I'm loving that new Facebook photo. Looking good, man. Mike is joining us from Copley, Ohio. Hello, Mike. Eeyore is waving hello. Hello, Eeyore. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Michelle from North Ridgeville. Hope you're doing well as well. Who do we got here? Jackie Photo, TJ, time to focus. Absolutely, it is joining us from Brunswick Hills. And I wanted to say thank you so much, Mike, for subscribing to that podcast. That means a lot for us, especially, when you first launch a podcast, that's when it really matters, because what you're doing is you're telling the algorithm, hey, people want to hear this information. So you going in there and checking it out helps us more than you even know. So thank you guys so much for joining so well. It looks like we have about 20 people on here. So hello to everybody else, the ones that I see you you're lurking back there. Hello, and I hope you're having a great day as well. So our goals for today are to update you on the photography related news that you might have missed. You might, if you're working from home, you're in that zone, you don't have time to browse the photography news. You might not even know where to find the photography news. So my goal is to bring that to you every Friday. And with doing that, I want to pull you away from the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is going on around us and give you something, hopefully, to look forward every day at noon, seeing my smiling face, my happy personality, if you do. But if it pulls you away from that fear, uncertainty, and doubt, then my job is done. Also, I want to get you motivated to do something new, something outside of your comfort zone. In my opinion, that's where the magic happens, is when you try something new. And that's why I balance this podcast or this live stream with a little bit of news, but also tutorials that will help you become a better photographer. So let's get right into it, the news block. So this is probably the one thing that has been dominating the news all week, and that is the all new specs from Canon about the R5. This thing, guys, this is going to be a beast. And that's not just me saying that because I'm a Canon shooter, or for the last couple of years I've been really into the video market with Panasonic, and the specs that are on this thing. Oh my gosh, we're getting 4K at 120 frames per second. We're getting uncropped. This is one thing that Canon kind of gets a bad rap for, is they crop in when you go into 4K. So, you're going to have to get, what that means is you're going to have to get a super wide angle lens. If you need a kind of that wide angle look, you're going to have to get a super wide angle lens because you're cropping into that sensor. Now we're getting uncropped. We're getting, they're promising, I believe, RAW. I mean, there is just so much this thing is going to be a beast. And the people, my friends that are still in the industry, I've been talking to them about that. And a lot of people agree that Canon this is probably the biggest kind of announcement in the camera industry for the last couple years, if this all, comes true and when it comes true. Now, these spec announcements come right from Canon. So as part of their cinema, their NAB style announcement from earlier in the week, I believe it was earlier this week, that's where all of this comes from. So they announced a ton of cinema and broadcast stuff as well. We have a new C-series camera, a new lens that's used for broadcast, and then this was dropped in there. So you can see where the focus is for this camera. This camera is going to be focused at the video crowd. So now some of the things that we don't know about yet, or maybe I missed, it looks like there's only one card slot. So that could definitely be a deal breaker. Did they announce two? Oh, so they announced two. I stand corrected. See, that's why Eeyore's here. He keeps me in check. But CF Express, you said CF Express and SD are the two cards that are in there. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that was my one thing to maybe say bad about this camera, but honestly, I can't say anything bad about it. It looks like it's going to be a powerhouse. I guess there is one thing, we don't know the price yet. So that could be a game changer for some. Cameras like this right now, though, that have 4K at 120, I mean, they're going in the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So now it's the perfect world because the RF glass has just been on fire recently. I mean, they have just some of the sharpest optics, and in the rumor block, they keep filing patents for all this glass. It's like Canon is the one company right now that is firing on all cylinders, and they keep putting out, content, or they keep putting out products. And what's interesting is Canon's kind of rested on its laurels the last couple of years, and they've let Sony kind of take that top tier. But I think now that they have this focus, they're throwing everything they have at it to give us what we've asked for. So one thing too about the links that are, you'll notice that I have the articles on the bottom here. They come out in our weekly newsletter. So I also post that to Facebook. So tonight around 6, you'll see a Facebook link that has all these links as well. Or if you want them now, just shoot me a message and I will get that over to you. So a couple people have joined us, so I do want to say hello to them. Hello, Karna. Hope you're doing well. Hello, Jen. Thanks for great information. Absolutely, I'm happy to help. And our friend over at Tech Gear Talk, hello from Cleveland, and happy Friday. It is a great Friday. So you'll notice that I put 2 links in this one. There's actually a video here from DP Review in which they talk about the video feature. So if you are a video shooter and you want more information, that link will be in the Facebook post later today. So continuing on with video is the Panasonic S1H. So this was a camera that I was super excited to be a part of launching with Panasonic when I worked there. It is a beast of a camera. And now they've actually taken that one step further with the ability to now shoot raw. And what that means is, think about if you're a photographer, you have JPEG and you have raw. It's that same idea. So if you want to get more dynamic range, or you have a certain look that you're going for, that's where that raw is really going to help out. And it's a really big deal. Now, these are going to be huge files, so you want to make sure. What's nice about the S1H, it has those dual card slots, so you can put a ton of storage in here in order to handle those large files. But we're getting 5.9, so 6K raw video with a free firmware update. So this isn't something that you have to pay to get added, like some companies, or send your camera away to get it done. This is something, if you already have the S1H, or you've been thinking about the S1H, it's just a firmware update and you get it. So super excited about that. And I know, I've been looking through the forums, and the S1H users are just thrilled that it actually came true. And it came true at such a quick time. I mean, it's only been about, I think, 6 months, maybe a little bit longer, since the S1H came out. So again, Panasonic is on it. They are improving their cameras like they always have. So jumping into a couple things, there's a ton of these articles that are going on around right now, and I've been super hesitant to add them to the Friday Focus because there's a lot of overlap. But this is one that actually resonated with me, and it was one that kind of made me, kind of think about, I should probably do that. So DPS, or Digital Photography School, put out a 10 photography projects that you can work on from home. And one thing that I wanted to just point out, if you go to that link, one of the things that they recommend is kind of studying the masters, or studying the photographers that came before us. And they have a list of articles that they've written about all these different kind of masters in their fields. Now, there's some that we all, look back and we're like, oh, that's Ansel Adams. Like, we've all heard that name, we know that. But the other masters that they have in there, it's so interesting just to look at their work, and then just to be inspired by that and shoot that while you're at home, or to find an inspiration. And you can see their style of work, you can read about their style of work, and then you can go and try it out, which I think is really cool, because you might find a technique or a look that you fall in love with, and then you could be the next Ansel Adams in that case. You can see, you can understand how he saw certain landscapes, or you can see how he saw light, and study his work, and then implement that in your own. So I wanted to share this article with you because it actually, there's some good projects in here, but it links to, those other ones that I think are just, it's all week I've been kind of picking one or two of the articles and just doing a deep dive into that photographer's work. So, and a lot of it's film based. So, they were able to do this with, basic film cameras. How can you do it too now with digital? So I thought that was a pretty inspirational one. I want to let you know that the 70 to 180, we've been getting a ton of questions about this lens. We recorded the video earlier this week. Eeyore went and got some hands-on photos with it and some video with it. So wanted to share that, let you know that that will be coming this week. It's currently in the editing process. So I will be getting that edited and out to you guys. So if you have questions about that lens, it will be coming very soon on our YouTube channel. So let's talk a little bit about the education and some of the tutorials that are out there. This one was super cool. So this is an Instagrammer I didn't really know like his name, but I'm confident that I've seen his work. And that is, I believe it's pronounced Jordy Kolitik. And in this article, it actually has a video with Will Smith where Will Smith went and did photos with this guy. But the stuff is super inspirational. It's all a lot of forced perspective stuff and stuff that you can do at home. So there's actually one, I'm getting really into food photography, and there's one where he actually takes his shelves out of his fridge, puts them on the table, and sets it up to look like he's reaching in and grabbing like sauce out of the, or a beer out of the fridge. So it's a lot of that forced perspective, really cool stuff. But again, some really inspirational stuff while we're stuck at home. So I thought I would share that with you guys. I want to let you know that Sigma is still doing their contest. So the Sigma Shot at Home contest, and I think I told you last week, I entered my photo into one of these competitions. Not this one. I'm not allowed to enter this one because we sell Sigma, but I entered it into On1's competition, and I won, I think it was like a $50 gift card. So, or $25 gift card. So I urge you to do this. If you have photos that are sitting there, it takes you a couple minutes to enter. So why not do that on the Sigma Shot at Home? Also, if you want to know a little bit more about Sigma lenses, we actually sat down with the Sigma sales/tech rep Brian yesterday to explain the line, and it was super helpful to know what the DC versus, if it was DG versus the Art Contemporary. It was a really good live stream that we did with him. So I would just circle back to that one on Facebook or on our YouTube stream if you want to learn more about the Sigma lineup. So leading into our topic for next week, I believe it's Wednesday or Thursday. I have a slide at the end of this presentation that talks about our schedule, but we're going to be talking about things that beginner filmmakers mess up next week with Jordan Bunch. He's one of the global ambassadors for Lumix, and so I thought I would share kind of wet in the whistle a little bit of here's some of the 8 things that photographers and filmmakers, the mistakes that they make. So if I thought this article was good because it reminded me some of those things that I need to have that check before I start. Simple things like the things that like set your ISO, your white balance. I was out shooting this morning, and like on my second frame, I realized that I had a custom white balance set in there because I was shooting food. I'm like, hey, dum, like you got to make sure that you check your white balance. So little mistakes like that are what are outlined here. So I wanted to share this with you. DIYphotography.net is one of my favorite websites. They have a lot of articles like this, but also, some how to, again, like the title mentions, is some DIY things that you can do at home. So I had no idea what a GlamBot was. Put in the comments below if you know what a GlamBot was. So I'm thumbing through finding articles for this, and I saw this like rig. So I was like, what? Why would I use a gimbal like that? How would I use a gimbal like that? And it's apparently this trend that's going on with TikTok, where people are putting their phones like on strings and like spinning them around as they dance, but it gives it this like really cool look and feel for those videos. So in this video, I believe she's an influencer. I don't know her, but she created this, and you basically record in slow motion, and you have it like tilt back and forth, and then it creates this really cool video. And what she does is it comes in, it's one person, and then it comes out, it's another. It's a really cool look. But if you have a gimbal at home and you're looking for different ways to create a new video effect, I thought this article was pretty neat, and I got to learn what a GlamBot was. So I thought it was like this bot that would make me look glamorous. And as you could tell, like that's not what it is. I'm not at all glamorous. So moving on from there, I wanted to let you know that all of our live streams that we do, all the content that we're creating during this what would it be called, pandemic, are all on our YouTube channel. So if you go over to youtube.com/thepixelconnection, you'll be able to see all the live streams that we do. So a quick rumor roundup. I wish I had my sound effects so I can have a Woody sound effect. But I almost said Panasonic. Canon actually put another round of patents out there. So, and if you notice, you're like, hey, 70-300, they already have that. But look at what it is. It's an RF lens. So the 70-300 is already a somewhat compact lens. I mean, it's not super compact, but for going out to 300 millimeters, it's a smaller lens. But you'll notice this is a 3.5 to 5.6, and it's on the RF platform. So if we look at their 70-200 from Canon, look how much smaller they made that. I'm excited to see what they do with the 70-300 now. If this is a lens that if they make it a L series, that higher end series, I just wonder how compact this is going to be. And then it looks like they're also doing a 100-500, which is a 5.6 to 6.4. So a little bit of a slower lens, but again, it's 100-500. So it's going to give us a ton of range. So I'm really hoping that these are more compact lenses. And if you want to learn more, like I said, these links will be shared tonight at 6. If you come back to our Facebook page, you'll be able to click on those and get to those full articles to read more. So I want to let you know about another learning opportunity that you guys have, and that is our Pixel Photo Fest. So August 14th through 16th, we're doing a conference in downtown Cleveland, and it's all hands-on. And you heard from our presenter yesterday just how all the vendors are going to be there renting gear. You're going to be able to try stuff before you buy it. And when I say rent, there's no cost to that. Like you just say, hey, I want to borrow that $4,000 lens to go do a portrait session. Okay, you just fill out the paperwork and you go. So again, This is an awesome opportunity, something that we want to put together a community of photographers here in Northeast Ohio. Last year, we had people come in from Indiana, Pennsylvania, the surrounding states to come, and we're bringing in top-level content from all over the U.S. So a couple of these people have been on the live streams already. Isaac's actually going to be on in a couple weeks. Jen and Travis were on this week. And if you'd missed that, again, I geeked out because I love how much information and how much research they put into their sales space. But go back to that live stream and check out just the amount of work they've done in their own home to do in-person sales. And you'll hear they actually mention how much they charge for a print. So you can see what level of photographers they are in that market, and they sell from their home. So if you're looking at setting up a sales space, or you want to get new ideas for, even if you do own a studio, definitely go back and check out that live stream. So for PhotoFest, we are actually putting together a lunch and learn discount code, and this is going to go on until we get back in store. So and open and everything's back to our new normal. That's when I will, we're going to kind of cut this off. So that could happen, next week. It could happen the week after. We don't know. So if you want to get your ticket early and save $100, which is half off, use code lunch and learn, and you'll be able to get half off your admission to Pixel Photo Fest. If you need additional help, so one-on-ones, we're also doing those. So let's say you want to learn about live streaming, you want to learn about how to use your 5D Mark III, Mark IV, your RP, whatever that is. We'll sit down with you in a one-on-one, and we will go through all the different features for you. So if you're a birder, I'm not going to go through and do a whole class on how to use your Nikon D850 on how to do food photography. Like, we're going to talk about it from what you are shooting. So the one-on-ones are super helpful, and that's probably our most popular class. So we're doing those virtual right now. Also, we have 20% off all Think Tank and Mindshift bags. I actually reorganized my Think Tank airport last night to fit some new gear that I purchased this week. So these are that bag I got like 6 or 7 years ago. So it's not one that I'm getting a new. I mean, I buy a lot of bags, but with Think Tank, you don't have to buy a new bag every season. It's super, super durable. I've never had an issue with the zippers. They're just built so super tough. So, and the same can be said about the Mindshift. The Mindshift is more of like the outdoor hiker, and then the Think Tank is more of the, this is something you're going to roll into a wedding, keep in your car. They have all different types of bags, but again, 20% off. No questions asked. It's a great, great promotion that we are offering for these awesome bags. I wanted to also let you know that we're working with Sigma to raise money for the Cleveland Food Bank. So 5% of your lens purchase goes directly to people in need. And again, if you watched the live stream yesterday, you noticed that we had also bonus savings going on for those Sigma lenses. So if you want to do your part and help out with a purchase that you were already thinking about making, now's the time to do it, because that money is going to go directly to people in need. So what do we have going on next week? So my friend Bear is going to be here from Sony talking about all their different lens assortments. We have Sarah, she's actually a local photographer. She's going to be talking about showing up for your clients during this time. Like, what can you be doing right now to do things like this? Like, you guys are our clients, whether you buy from us or not. Like, you are our clients. So we're, showing up every day at noon for you to give you something to inspire you. So in her talk, she's going to be talking about that. Like, how can you show up during this time for your clients? On Wednesday, we're going to talk about, the title is Your Video Sucks. And what that means is a lot of people, when they first start out, they make mistakes. And we want to outline those top 5 mistakes and make it so you don't, run into those. So join us on Wednesday with Global Ambassador Jordan Bunch about the how to do video for, it's almost like for photographers, but 5 mistakes that most filmmakers make when they first get started. On Thursday, we're going to have a light lunch with ProPhoto. So we're going to talk a little bit about lighting, how to light different things. And then join me back here next Friday for another Friday Focus. Also, I want to let you know that all of these classes, we had a really good response for these. So, you can see there's still 2 more. Today is video one-on-one. And then on Monday, we have small business marketing. And then these are all going to repeat. So if you need help with launching your podcast, if you want to learn how to live stream, if you want to get started with Lightroom or advanced Lightroom, we have all of those as well. And you can find those on our Eventbrite. Just do a Google search for Pixel Connection events, or go to our website as well. So, I mean, I need my drum roll to announce our $50 gift card winner. And again, I wanted to remind you, if you want to enter our weekly contest, all you have to do is hashtag the Pixel Connection and the hashtag for the actual theme of the week. So this week's theme was my pets. So our winner is Karna. So I paused there because I was reading, because I read her her YouTube and her Instagram hashtags, and I it's not her first name. So Karna, thank you so much for entering this. This spoke directly to me because we have a puppy that does the exact same thing, wants to get that last little bit of food off the forks when they're going into the dishwasher. So again, this tells a story. It's obviously your pet. Unless you stage this whole thing, if so, you're a pet genius and you should be doing pet photography. But great exposure, great expression. It tells a story. So everything that we look for in a great image. So if you have any questions, you could just go to, or you want the links for today, like I said, just go to our website or our Facebook page and we get those posted for you. If you do need absolutely anything from us, we are at the store. So you can email us at sales@thepixelconnection.com. You can find us on Instagram at instagram.com/the.pixel.connection, or just give us a phone call. If you're just looking for someone to talk to, give me a call. I'll be here all day until 5, but I'll probably be here until after 5, let's be honest. Thank you guys so much for being here. I want to go through and say Jody's work is pretty cool. Lately, he's been getting pretty viral. Absolutely. I think got here late. No worries. Thanks for joining us, Eric. Jen, I think you're pretty glamorous, TJ. Thank you very much. And Karna, congratulations. And that photo made me laugh. So again, thank you guys so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully you found that information helpful. If you need absolutely anything, give us a call. TJ from the Pixel Connection, have a good weekend.